You're worried about heart disease, so you're watching what you eat, trying to keep cholesterol levels out of the red. And you walk the dog most nights. The rest of the time, you sit, quite literally. A day in your life typically begins with a flurry of activity as you get yourself together and then leave the house. It takes a 50-minute sit to get to work. When you arrive, you grab a coffee and then you go to sit at your desk, where you punch away at your keyboard, chat on the phone, and shuffle papers. The sitting is interrupted when you need a coffee and or a bathroom break. 8 hours later, you hop back into the car and sit in traffic en route to your life. Maybe it's mowing the lawn or a trip to the library, a game of soccer with your 8-year-old or a networking event. You're on your feet for an hour or two, and then it's back to sitting, this time in front of the TV or the home PC. Sitting, it's an integral part of modern living. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we explore why a little leg work is imperative if you want to avoid heart disease, and how you can do leg work while sitting. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, when you're sitting, you can be quite busy. Your arms are reaching, grabbing, handling papers and things, but your legs are not so busy unless, well, you're a fidgeter, which is something society generally frowns upon. But this is precisely what you want to be if you want to live long and prosper. That is, avoid heart disease. This is what a team of researchers from the University of Missouri found when they did a little leg work in the lab. The legs they tested belonged to 11 young, active, healthy students, 7 guys and 4 girls. On test day, the legs were all well rested. They'd not exercised for 24 hours prior to testing. They were also satiated. They'd enjoyed a meal 2 hours before, and they were caffeine free. Participants had been instructed to avoid caffeine for 12 hours prior to testing. When they arrived at the lab, the legs were given an opportunity to lounge on a bed. This put them in a horizontal position while their vital signs were checked. The health check included the blood pressure in the brachial artery, the diameter as well as blood flow in the popliteal artery. Next, the level of endothelial functioning within the popliteal artery was assessed by temporarily cutting off the blood flow and watching how it responded to this unpleasant situation. The test is known as flow-mediated dilation, or FMD for short. Having gotten the once over, the final measurement taken was the circumference of each ankle. Now, this was done after the legs had been popped on the floor. Then, the sitting session began. It lasted 3 hours. Each leg experienced a slightly different sitting experience. One leg was encouraged to fidget for 1 minute and then rest for 4 minutes. while the other was effectively put in a straitjacket. Seriously, a lab assistant kept a beady eye on the leg, ensuring it never moved. Period. Now, maybe you're wondering, how do you make a leg fidget on command? It's actually quite easy. You tap your heel and bounce your knee at a pace that works for you. Now, the team kept tabs on leg health by taking leg vital signs on the hour, every hour for the 3 hours. And then the final set of leg counts were done. But there was a catch. Both legs had to be kept immobilized. It was quite a thing. The legs had to be moved back onto the bed, but they couldn't get from the chair to the bed unassisted because this would impact blood flow. So the lab assistants had to move the legs across. Aren't you glad that you weren't the hired help? So what happened? Sitting stops blood flow. No matter what you do. Aish. But on the positive side, fidgeting helps keep the blood flowing, particularly while you are fidgeting. The problem is the effect doesn't last very long, around 60 seconds. So you do need to keep doing it. But at the end of 3 hours, there are real benefits. The flow-mediated dilation test showed the endothelial cells in the blood vessels were working significantly better in the fidgeting leg. Plus, the fidgeting legs were skinnier, implying that there had been less blood pooling. And this is a good thing. You see, these little guys keep your pipes open. When they dysfunction, you're at risk of atherosclerosis or heart disease. Since your leg blood vessels are among the blood vessels most at risk of atherosclerosis, you don't want these endothelial cells dysfunctioning. So, if you're going to be stuck in one place for any length of time, fidget. Tiny muscle contractions are better than no muscle contractions. Increasing the blood flow to your toes, even just a little, can mitigate some of the health hazards of being sedentary. It will help you create better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry, or need a little help getting your own body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who sits a lot? Share this video with them so they understand how to mitigate some of the risks of sitting through deliberate fidgeting. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.